Happy holidays. Thank you for joining me for the reformer version of the holiday stretch. Pilates class, mostly dedicated to stretching. Just the Pilates class you're always asking your teacher for, right? So today for props, I have my box and a sticky pad, which is pretty much a staple for my reformer classes. I'm going to begin class though seated to the side of the machine. We're going to be doing a little bit of work to the side of the machine today. Only a little bit here for warm-up though. I've scooted forward so that my sits bones aren't completely on the edge, but my feet are flat on the floor. I am squeezing my legs together, wrapping my glutes tightly, hollowing out from hip to hip, drawing my abdominals up and in, wrapping my ribs, shoulder blades down my back. From there, I'm going to float my arms up to the hug a tree position, which is the rounded position. When I bring it forward, it'll look as if I'm hugging a beach ball or a tree or a giant ball. From there, I'm going to inhale, exhale to crease over my sternum as if I was curling up for the hundreds, leave my lower back there, drop my head to look down at my thighs. I'm going to flip my arms up. As I release my arms, I'm going to lift my chest slightly, not back bend, just open up in the collarbone area, and when my arms come back to hug a tree, I'm going to come back to neutral spine. Inhale, exhale to round forward, inhale up and around, and exhale round forward, drawing my belly button to my spine, squeezing my legs together. One more, just a little spinal flexion and extension. Inhale, reaching forward, or exhale, inhale up, and arms are round and down. And now we're going to work. We're going to inhale, arms up. Nice open collarbone. Exhale to crease at the sternum only. Looking down at our legs. And back up and inhale. Up this line. Exhale to crease forward at the sternum. And open. Inhale. When you come up to the ceiling in Swan, make sure you're not flaring your ribs. Draw your ribs together tightly. And open. From there, I'm going to have my arms in the hug a tree position still. I'm going to place my right hand down on the mat, my elbows pointing in, not back. And I'm going to side bend gently, pressing up into the mat, pulling my shoulder away from my ear. Unbend your elbow to help yourself begin to sit up, and then use your obliques to sit up the rest of the way. As if you're between two panes of glass in the front and the back. Don't twist from side to side. Elbow into your hip to go the other way. Now straighten your elbow to begin sitting up. And use your obliques to sit up the rest of the way. Good. We have 3 more to each side. Please continue to squeeze your legs and wrap your glutes. Bicep by your ear. Straighten your elbow. Exhale. Inhale to go to the left. Shoulder down your back. Straighten your arm. 2 more to each side. Nice flow. Really enjoying the movement, not feeling any crunching. It is work, but there's a nice flowing stretch quality to it. Nice relaxation in your body. You deserve it this holiday season, guys. Let's do 1 more to each side. And back up. 1 more to the left. And come on back up to sitting. I did not mention this at the beginning of class. It didn't matter for the first set of exercises, but I do have 1 medium spring on my machine that is 1 red. We're going to use it for this next exercise, and then we're going to change over to footwork springs. So please place 1 medium spring or 1 red on. I'm going to come onto my knees. If you have knees that feel pain in this position, please feel free to get a pad or a folded up towel or mat, place them under your knees. We're going to come on to the carriage. I have my toes pointed together. They're touching in the middle between the shoulders, a little bit in the headrest. I'm pulling forward by dropping my shoulder blades down my lats and using my underarm muscles underneath my arm, down my ribs. I'm not breaking my wrist here. I'm trying to keep as straight of a wrist as I can. My thumbs are resting on top for stability. I have my hands wide, slight bend. I'm pulling apart my shoulder blades. I'm in a neutral spine right now from the tip of my head down out through my tailbone. I'm drawing my abdominals up and in. Now from there, I'm going to cat and cow. I'm not going to release the squeeze on my underarms that I'm using to keep the carriage in at the bumper. I'm going to raise my head, raise my tail. I want to keep my glutes squeezed the whole time so they don't push out behind me at any time. And then we're going to articulate up into an angry cat. I'm going to squeeze my glutes, squeeze under my arms, come back into cow. Nice wide flat shoulder blades, nice long neck. Keep breathing, pull up into cat. We have 2 more. Here's cow. And tuck our tail, drop our head. Cat. 1 more, really articulate, really draw your ribs together. Draw your abdominals up and whoop, don't let your booties pop back like that. Tuck your tail, tuck your head. And lift. Now from there, come back to sitting on your heels. We're going to put on footwork springs. That's 3 to 4 springs. In my classes, I would use 2 heavy, 1 medium, or 3 heavy, 1 medium. That would be 2 greens and 1 red, or 3 greens and 1 red. Your headrest is up. We're going to come to sitting on the side, to the side of the machine, and go ahead and lower ourselves down to the carriage. I'm in the Pilates seat position with my toes on, my heels are off. I'm squeezing my heels together strongly, rotating my femur in the hip socket. I'm in that neutral spine that we were able to find. Flat sacrum, side lift your low back, 12 ribs sinking into the mat, wrapping your ribs in the front, flat shoulder blades. Platform your arms, inhale to press out, zip up through your legs, exhale to resist the springs back in. Feel the stretch as you stretch out on the footwork. Make sure that both back hip bones are evenly weighted. Nice stretching, lengthening feeling in your body. A little stretch work always comes with some exercise work as well, right? Breathe at your own speed, whatever makes you feel good today. Just don't forget to breathe. And in, and 1 more, and squeeze and wrap those muscles, and come back in. Now float your feet up together at the same time. Squeeze your legs together in tabletop. Bring your heels down to the foot bar. I'm squeezing my legs together completely, just like we did for the warm-up, sitting to the side of the machine, flexing my toes back to my knees. Inhale, press out for myself, and then I exhale to resist the spring back in. When I do that, I'm not tucking my tail to come back in to resist. I'm keeping equal weight in my whole sacrum. I feel it strongly in my core, but I don't want to pop into my hip flexors. You can check on that as you come back in. Go ahead and wiggle at your hip flexors and see if they're becoming looser as you come back into the bumper. You can still wrap your glutes here. Squeeze your inner thighs. As I come back in and I exhale, it feels as if I placed a hollow bowl in my lower abdominals from hip to hip. Nice wide shoulder blades, guys. Nice loose collarbone. Nice long neck. 1 more. Now from here, I'm going to wait through my sacrum, float my legs up to tabletop, separate them to a wide Pilates V, place my heels on the outsides of the foot bar with my toes pulled up towards my knees, my hip bones rotating with my femur rotating in my hip bones, right? Your hip bones aren't rotating. I'm going to inhale to press out, squeezing up at the top, not tucking though, and exhale back in. Press it out. If you find that you tuck on the way back in, think of weighting your tailbone slightly. You don't want to slam your tailbone into the ground and tilt your pelvis back, but just think of grounding it a little bit more heavily and pulling it down to the carriage. Go ahead and find that length and press. Hollowing out. Good. And squeeze and wrap your glutes. Wonderful. Just a few more right here. Doing great. Final one. Now we're going to float our feet back up again. Come into the bumper. Float your feet up. Squeeze them together in the center. Come to a demi-point position where your ankle's pointed but your toes are flexed back like you're in a high heel. Squeeze your legs together. Wrap those glutes and press out. No tucking. This is the longest your springs will be in this position for footwork, and so it's the heaviest they will be, guys. Don't allow your knees to pop out and pop back in. Squeeze them together the whole time. Imagine you have a booty band that's wrapped around your thighs, squeezing your legs together. Good. And inhale. And exhale to resist. How slow can you go? How much can you wrap your glutes? Don't allow the carriage springs to pull you back in. You're allowing the springs to go back to their original state. You're in charge of the springs. Good. 2 more. Final one. Don't come out of that position yet. We're going to press back out. I'm going to drop my right heel under while my left knee bends. Let's stay here for a second. Enjoy the stretch in your calf. Pop both heels up. You want to come back to the original position, both feet pointed. Drop your left foot while your right knee comes over. Go ahead and relax here for a second. Enjoying the calf stretch. Come back up. Now between every lower lift, we're going to come back to this full position before dropping our heel. So lower your right heel and lift. Now lower left and lift. And lower and squeeze your glutes and lift. And lower, drop in through the midline. Energy shooting up through your head. And lower, lift. Lower, lift. If this speed is a little bit too quick for you, and you'll know because you'll start rocking your pelvis, slow it down. Better to do the work and to get everything grounded properly than to be wobbling the whole class. Some days are better for, a little bit quicker trotting speed than others. Okay? 1 more. Stay up at the top. Lower your heels under. Now bend your knees to bring it into the carriage. Roll your feet up to that demi-point position and press it out. And lower. Bend your knees to come in. Roll up to demi-point and then press out and lower. Bend and resisting the springs. Demi-point and up. 1 more in this direction, then we're reversing for 5. Come up your demi-point position first. Now drop your heels under and press it out and press your heels under as your legs straight. Pop it up and then bend your knees to come back in. Drop your heels under first and then press out and lift and bend. Drop your heels and press and lift and bend. This is the final one, guys. Drop your heels and press and lift and bend. We're going to come to the side of our machine. We're going to change our footwork for a little bit of one-legged footwork. We're going to drop it to 2 springs. On my machine, we use 1 heavy, 1 medium. That would be 1 green and 1 red here. But we're going to be doing something that my trainer, Katie Rowley, calls the California ballerina. We're going to start with our right foot. We're in parallel. Our right foot is on the foot bar. I'm on the ball of my foot. My ankle's relaxed right now. It's not flexed. It's not pointed. It's just gently relaxed. I'm going to extend my left leg, shooting energy out of my toes over the foot bar. I'm platforming my arms. I'm going to press out and press to a high heel demi-point position on 1. Drawing my left leg or my working leg into tabletop. I'm going to extend my left leg. Then I'm going to flex both feet, point both feet, come back into the tabletop position. I'm going to bend my right leg, coming back into the relaxed ankle position as my left leg shoots over the foot bar. So I'm back in that relaxed ankle position. As I come to tabletop, I come to a demi-point position on my standing leg, extend my working leg, flex both feet, point both feet, tabletop, and back into the carriage. And I'm going to press into tabletop and extend my leg and flex and point. Tabletop and extend. And tabletop, extend. Flex, point, tabletop, over the foot bar. Pull into tabletop. Extend to the ceiling. Flex both feet. Point both feet. Tabletop, extend. Keep going. We're going to tabletop 1. Extend on 2. flex on 3, point on 4, tabletop 5, extend on 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more. Relax that ankle when you come in. Press out and press up. Extend on 2. Flex on 3. Point on 4. Tabletop 5. Extend on 6. Change your feet. Nice, soft ankle. Extend your right foot over the foot, or shooting energy out of your foot. Platform, and it really stabilizes through your sacrum. Platform your arms. We're going to pull our right leg into tabletop, extending the demi point on 1. Extend our foot to the ceiling on 2. Flex both feet on 3. Point both feet on 4. Tabletop on 5. And come back in and extend with a gentle, nice, relaxed ankle. Tabletop on 1. Extend on 2. Flex on 3. Point on 4. Tabletop 5. Extend on 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Tabletop extend on 1. Extend your leg to the ceiling on 2. Flex on 3. Point on 4. Bend on 5. Extend on 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, relax that ankle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1. Really press up through that leg. Energy shooting at your foot. Flex. Point. Tabletop. And in 2 more. And 1, 2, 3. Nice calf touch. 3, 4, 5. Here we go. And 6. Final one on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Good. Now that we've gotten a lot of nice calf stretching in, we're going to do the hundreds and the series of 5 to the side of the machine. I'm going to do it at an angle, but for everyone doing it at home, you'll sit on the very edge, pull your feet up, tuck your tail, articulate back. You may need to pull yourself forward slightly to get to the side of the machine. I'm going to be right here. I'm going to reach my hands long. I'm going to extend my feet to my working level. I'm going to begin to inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Wrap your glutes. Draw your inner thighs together. Shoot energy out of your feet. Crease at your sternum to curl up a little deeper, drawing your ribs to your hips. Nice, long, loose neck. Nice wide collar. Don't round in. If you feel it, go ahead and flip your palms up to try to open up your chest a little bit back. 2, 3, 4, 5. On the exhale, 1 continuous exhale. So if you're fogging a mirror, and continuous inhale. Final set. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold on behind your knees. Go ahead and rock up. Try not to put your feet on the ground. This is just a nice quick breather. We're going straight back down for the series of 5. And down. And we're going to pull our right knee in first, bringing our left hand to the inside of our right knee. Our left hand's reaching towards our right ankle. And switch. And switch. And squeeze your glutes. And switch. Reach your hands long. Don't pull on your knees. Think of yourself as having hands like C-3PO from Star Wars. Like the fingers don't move, guys. So when you reach, it's going to help you to reach up deeper. Trying to reach up with your abdominals rather than pulling yourself up. Good. Final set. Okay, reach your hands C-3PO style towards your ankles. And inhale, extend your arms and your legs for double leg stretch. Exhale your arms and then pull your legs in and inhale. Inhale. Round your sacrum so you're not rocking in your pelvis. Here's 6 and 7 and 8. Both legs up to the ceiling for scissors and pull, pull, switch, pull, pull. Pull with wide elbows. I am indifferent to where your hands are. They could be down here. Straight legs though. Don't allow rocking from hip to hip. If you feel rocking from hip to hip, narrow your scissors. And pull, and pull, 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 pull. Hold on behind your knees. Rock up. Stay still. Something else to discuss, guys. Run one green, one red. If you're swinging your body around and not using control, you're going to hear yourself coming away from the bumper and slamming back in. Make the move a little bit smaller, a little bit more controlled. I'm really trying to minimize the rocking of the carriage away from the bumper and back in. Nice inhale. Exhale, tuck your tail. Roll back. Feet up to the ceiling. Turn out to Pilates feet. Head behind your hands and drop your feet 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch. Stop and exhale. And then lift. And 1, 2, 3. Curl up deeper. Make your head heavy in your hands so that your abdominals are doing the work, not your arms. So widen your elbows. Here to 6. Wrap your glutes. Squeeze your inner thighs. Let's do one more. Now for elbow to knee, you're going to have to scoot a little bit more to the side so you can do this one. Draw your knees into your chest. Extend your right leg and reach your body across, bringing your underarm to your left knee. Now come to your center and then rotate to the right leg. And center and rotate. Don't lift that hip that you're rotating away from. It should stay firmly grounded. Curl up deeper. Head in your hands. Make your abdominals do the work still. Here's 6 and 7. One more set each side. Curl deeper. And 8. Now hold on behind your knees. Rock up. Can you balance? Ooh, I'm in a different position. It's a little harder. Place your feet down carefully. Take a nice deep breath. That's great work, guys. Before we go anywhere, let's reduce it to 1 medium spring. On my machine, that's 1 red. I'm going to go ahead and drop my head down. I'm going to grab my box. We're going for long box. We're going to do Swan for some nice back extension. We're going to do some hand jumps. And then we're going to change to short box because we're going to be doing the ballet stretches on the box. If you are uncomfortable doing the ballet stretches on the box, please feel free to do them on the floor. Okay, I'm going to place my mat down in the middle, or my sticky mat in the middle. So, slip and slide. Place both hands on my foot bar. Swing one foot up. Bring the other foot up and around. I'm going to scoot forward so that my underneath my pecs, where my sternum and 12th rib meet, or right under my pectoral muscles, is at the edge of the box. My hands are wide. I'm trying not to break my wrist when I lean so I don't hurt my wrist, but trying to really land with the meaty part of the bottom of my palm near my wrist. So, squeezing my legs together, drawing my abdominals up and in, wrapping my wrist, nice long neck. I'm going to press out on 1. Pull up on 2. Press out on 3. Pull across on 4. And press. And lift. Shoulders down your back. Think of engaging those muscles under the arms that we used for the cat and cow when we were kneeling on the carriage in the warm-up. Same muscles being used. And extend long. Squeeze your glutes and hamstrings and inner thighs. If you feel this in your low back, draw your belly up to your spine even deeper. And if that doesn't work, squeeze your legs even tighter. Now, come across. Don't drop your nose so close that it bams into your foot bar, but make sure that you leave it as low as you can so that you're in a nice straight line from the tip of your head up through your toes. Now, we're going to press out and jump off our hands and come back in. Press out and jump. Little jumps. Little jumps. Keep going. Make sure that your belly's going up and in. You're wrapping your ribs tightly. You're not squeezing your shoulder blades like your ears when you're jumping, So keep a slight bend in your elbows. Good, keep it going. And we're gonna go more. And so squeeze your glutes and hamstrings. Try to think of lightening your thighs on the blocks. 2 more. Final one. And slowly, carefully bring yourself across. Now leaving your hands on the foot bar. Step one foot off, step the other foot off. Remove your sticky mat. Come to a short box position. And go ahead. Place all your springs on, or 4 to 5 springs on. Set up for short box, whatever that looks like for you. If you have to drop your foot bar, make sure that you check on the integrity of your safety strap. Make sure it's not bouncing around. Carefully come to a seated position on your box. I'm going to start with my right foot under first. I'm going to make sure I have a hand's width behind the end of the machine and my tailbone. I'm going to bring my left leg up. I'm going to draw it in my chest first. Woo. I'm going to locate my safety strap on the outside of my box. Here's what would be on the other side, but I'm going to locate with my right hand. I'm going to extend my right leg up. Sitting up tall first again. Tuck your tail. Come back, back, back. Pulling your leg up between your underarm and your nose, guys. Get a nice extension. Really draw your ribs towards your hips. I can feel a nice stretch in my hip flexor here. From there, I'm going to articulate back up. It's a lot of work. I'm going to take my right hand off, flip it across the top with my hand facing the side of my box that I'm facing towards. I'm going to place my left hand on the back corner of my box and use it to rotate to look towards the back. I have both my sits bones equally grounded, and as I twist, I can feel myself growing taller as I pull my leg across the midline gently. Drop your shoulders. Good. From there, I'm going to take my left leg and my left hand anywhere up there, guys. From down here to up here. What you have going on is great. I'm going to locate my safety strap again. My leg is coming to the side of my body, but I'm equally grounded in both sits bones to begin. Tuck my tail and articulate back to my sacrum spot. But I do have a nice curve in my low back. I'm drawing my ribs towards my hips. Pull my leg up towards my ear. Where can you pull it up towards? Get a nice stretch down the back of your leg. If you're here, that's great. If you're here, that's great. Wherever you have it is wonderful, guys. Now, go ahead and articulate yourself back up. Sitting tall. Pull your foot out. Try to place it so that your knee is over your ankle. Place your left foot across that bent right knee, above the ankle bone, underneath the calf muscle, so that you're not sickling your foot. And your leg is gently pressing to the side in the figure 4 position. From there, I'm going to inhale, lifting my arms up high. Exhale the flat back hinge forward, no rounding. Then bring your arms around and gently rest them on the back of the box or the side, opening up in your chest. Really feeling it deep in your hip. Don't allow your knee to pop up. Press your knee gently, opening it. Wrap your ribs. Feel that nice deep stretch. Not the most impressive looking stretch, but it definitely feels like something. Ooh, especially in my body. Good. I'm going to release from there. Place my left foot under. Bring my right knee into my chest. Sit up tall. Extend my leg up. Hold on to it wherever I can. Make sure I have that hand's width still between my tailbone and the back of the machine, the back of the box. Tuck my tail and extend back. Drawing my ribs towards my hips. Nice long neck. Pulling my leg up and in towards between my underarm and my nose area. I don't want it pulling across. I want it pulling straight back. Feeling a nice extension. Now I'm going to articulate up. I'm going to take my left hand, bring it across the front of of my leg, wherever it may be. Place my left hand, or my right hand in the back corner. Press into the back of my right hand as I rotate, twisting to look towards the back. Sitting up tall, feeling myself grow taller. A nice gentle spine twist. Wherever you're holding on is great, guys. Like I said, wherever your body is today is exactly where it should be. Go ahead and honor what your body needs, or where it is. Good. Moving back to the front. I'm going to take my right hand and my right leg. I'm going to locate my safety strap with my left hand, tap my tail again. My leg is out to the side. I'm going to articulate back to have a flat sacrum, drawing my wrist towards my hips. I'm supporting my neck with my abdominals. If this is too much for you, don't roll back that far, guys. Roll back to where you can and still have a comfortable neck. The point of this class is to have a nice stretch, not to stress out your neck. Feel that nice hip flexor stretch on the front of your left leg, right in the front. Go ahead and articulate back up. Bring your left foot on to the carriage so that your knee is over your ankle. Bring your right foot or your right leg across that bent knee so that you're above your ankle, below your calf muscle. Your right knee is gently pressing to the side. Inhale, bring your arms up. Hinge forward. Wow, it hurts a lot worse on this side. We're going to stay here for a second, just a little second. Bring your arms to the back. Nice wide shoulder blades, pulling your shoulders away from your ears. Nice wide collarbone, nice long neck. We're going for a straight line from the tip of our head down to our tail. So you'll probably, most likely, be gazing over your foot bar. You shouldn't be cranking your neck looking up right in front of you, or all the way down looking at your box. Your gaze should be following the length of your spine. Stay here for another second. Good. Go ahead and release yourself from the stretch. Step off to the side. Remove your box. Leave your head rested down. Set up for some nice bridging. And we can really find the articulation. So we're going to place one medium and one leg spring on. On my machine, that's one red, one blue. Again, your headrest is down. Let's go ahead and come onto our sides. Roll onto our backs. We're going to bring our feet into parallel for the first position. I have my arches on. I'm going to squeeze my legs together, wrap my glutes. Scooch slightly away from the shoulder blocks. You're not rubbing them the entire time you're articulating up or down. Platform your hands down by your side. Squeeze in on your hamstrings, doing a nice hamstring curl to keep the carriage in at the bumper. Inhale, exhale to articulate up. We're squeezing our glutes strongly. We're looking for a straight line from our knee to our hips to our underarms. Can you lift your head here? Let's say you know you're not on your neck. Lower your head, articulate down. We're not lifting our head on every single bridge. Try keeping it at the bumper the whole time. It is difficult, guys. And articulate down. And let's do one more. And we're going to press out. Squeezing our glutes to keep our hips high. And hamstring curl to pull it back across. Still squeezing our glutes strongly. And reach and pull. Let's do one more. Keeping the carriage in at the bumper. Now articulate down. Float your legs up. Bring them to the wide Pilates V. Float them down onto the arches. Still hamstring curling to stand at the bumper. Inhale. Exhale. Tuck your tail, articulate up. Again, we're looking for the same line. And articulate down. And lift. Squeezing your glutes. Make sure your hips are even. If one hip's higher, try squeezing the glute of the hip that's lower a little bit more strongly to raise the hip. Final one. Press in and out 3 times. We're going to press out, tweeze in, and hamstring curl across. And here's 2. And hamstring curl. And 3. Just really enjoy the movement and the length. And now go ahead and articulate. articulate, down. Good. We're gonna roll onto our sides. We're going to make sure we have that one red, one blue spring on. I'm going to come on to my knees. I've tucked my tail. My heel is against the shoulder blocks. Again, for those of us with knee problems, you might want to find something that you can place under your knees for a little bit of support, or perhaps just not do this exercise series. From there, I'm going to squeeze my glutes to press my hips forward. I'm going to try to leave my shoulders over my wrist. So it's not, my carriage isn't out very far, right? From there, I'm going to press out, keeping the same stable body. Nice knee plank, and pull back across, using my underarm muscles that I used in the very beginning for the cat-cow exercise. I have a straight line shooting out of my head, at least through my tailbone, maybe a little bit lifted a little bit higher than my knees. So when I come across, I'm looking out over the edge of my reformer. Good. And let's do one more. Now, I'm going to sit back on my heels. I'm going to drop my blue spring. I'm going to come back up. I'm going to take my right hand and walk it closer to the middle, but not all the way to the middle of my body, not right to my sternum. I'm going to drop my left hand down. We're going to do thread the needle. So press your glutes forward, and as you press up, rotate from the ribs up to the side, and reach and follow your hand. My hips aren't coming too. I'm coming from the belly button up, it's a nice rotation, and come down, and come back across. And press out and rotate. And back across. Try to bring your shoulders and wrists in line as much as you can. Squeezing your glutes, drawing your abdominals up and in, wrapping your ribs, feel a nice rotation. Now come back in, switch hands. So bring your left hand onto the foot bar, bring your right hand down, squeezing your glutes, wrapping your ribs, rotate. So what's gonna happen, guys, a nice way to make sure that you're not twisting in your hips is that you feel equal pressure in your knees. And inhale out, and exhale back across. Ooh. And squeeze in on your underarm to pull it back across. And one more. And now, come into the quadruped position with this one red spring on. We're going to do the same cat and cow series that we did in the beginning exercise. So we're going to pull it in with a non-broken wrist. We're going to hold on to the meat of the bottom of our palm. Now squeezing in, lift your tail, lift your head. Wrapping your ribs, drawing your abdominals up and in stuff. Now squeeze your glutes, pull it under your arms, wrap your tail, look down. And lift your head, lift your tail. Ooh. Try not to let your booty scoot back or go forward. We have two more. Nice open collarbone, nice wrapped ribs. And this is our final one, guys. Lift your head, lift your tail, and tuck your head, tuck your tail. Now from there, bring your toes together to touch in between your shoulder blocks. Sit back on your heels. Find the standing platform if you'd like, and come into a nice, gentle child's pose if that works for you. If you need to scoot back so that your forehead can be on your carriage, please do so. If this does not work for you because you're too tall, please feel free not to do this exercise, not to do this stretch. Now walk your hands back, articulate up into sitting. Good job, guys. We're going to keep one red spring on, or one medium spring. We're going to add one light spring or one blue. We're going to come facing to the back of the machine. We're going to walk our thighs up. We're going to leave our heels coming directly behind us, squeezing our glutes strongly, pressing forward, behind your handles. Bring your palms to the front, knuckles facing to the foot bar. We're going to do chest expansion and then thigh stretch. So we're going to pull back, look to the right, center, left, center, and release. Your shoulders should be stacked over your hips. Your hips should be stacked over your knees. Pull back. Now look left, center, right, center. Roll these. As if you're between plexiglass again. It will feel as if you are in a precarious position, as if you could topple forward. Please don't do so. Now, reach your fingers long and down so your shoulders are away from your ears. And right, center, wrap your ribs, squeeze your glutes, wrap everything. And left, center, right, center, release. Now, don't lose your glutes. Go ahead and place your straps on your wrist like bracelets. Choke up to the tape. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Platform your shins into the mat. And lean back. Straight line from your underarms to your hips, to your knees, like in bridge. And squeeze everything back up. If you have to lift your arms, or if you have trouble getting back up, don't go back as far, guys. We're just going for a nice, gentle stretch here. It shouldn't be too much of a strain. Drawing your abdominals up and in, wrapping your ribs. And back up. And let's do one more. And come back up. Good. From there, I'm going to hold on to my straps with one hand. Rotate to face the, almost fell off the side machine. Do not do that. Ready to face the front. I'm going to tuck my toes, bring my heels against the shoulder blocks, squeeze my glutes. And from here, I'm going to change my springs to one ballet. That's one light spring. And I'm going to bring my hands down by my hips. This is my starting in any position. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Bring your arms forward, just serve the platter, and lower. I'm serving the Christmas cookies. I'm serving the latkes. I'm serving whatever holiday treat you enjoy. Buckeyes. These are my favorite holiday treats, is not what we're talking about now. Buckeyes, candy canes, peppermint bark. Good, keep it going. We have two more. Squeeze your glutes. Stack your shoulders over your hips and your hips over your knees, just like we were just doing. Come back down. Bring your arms out to the hug and tree position, the original position for the very first warm-up exercise we did. If you're finding that this is tough on your knees, bring your toes together in the center. It won't have you straight on top of your knees anymore. You might find it a little bit easier to engage. Open up your hips and bring them forward. And we're going to inhale, tap your fingers, and exhale to open. Don't allow it to come back past your body. You want to stay right next to your body, a little in front. Good, one more. And now stay out here and inhale. And now exhale, grabbing your ribs to tap your fingers and inhale to open. And exhale. And open. Two more. Belly up and in. Nice long neck. Bring your hands down by your side. Don't allow them to come back too far. Pull you back. We want to stay right here, stacked on top of each other. We're going to come up through the center, up a little higher than our shoulders. Bring it around to the side. Float our arms down. Very controlled, very much a controlled core as well. So we're coming up. We're not going to lose our balance. We're not going to lose our glutes. We're not going to lose our body position of our stacked shoulders over our hips, over our knees. One more in this position. Serve the platter. Open up to the side. Hug a tree. And down. And now reverse to hug a tree. Bring it to the front. And take the platter away. Hug your tree to the side. To the front. Squeeze your glutes. Wrap your ribs. And keep breathing. Don't crunch your shoulders in on this final one. And lift. Good. Sit back on your heels. Peg your straps very quickly. We are going to go ahead and change our springs over to two heavy springs. That's two green springs on my machine. You can go ahead and raise your headrest. We're changing over to foot straps. Just a few more exercises, guys, and you're done with this holiday stretch. I hope you're enjoying it as much as I'm enjoying teaching it. What a lovely class to teach. I'm going to press out with my right foot, bend my left foot in, put the strap around my arch, press my leg straight, bend my right foot in, place that strap on, shoot away from the shoulder block slightly, locate my neutral position, weight my tailbone, weight my sacrum, draw my feet to frog. Don't tuck up for frog, guys. We're coming in as far as we can, but maintaining a completely neutral spine. Squeeze your glutes, squeeze your inner thighs, press out to frog, and pull it back in. Really enjoy the reach, the inner thigh squeeze. Doing great, guys. I decided to include just a few of my favorite footwork exercises here. A couple of them that my body really enjoys. I hope your body enjoys them too. Good. Halfway there with this portion of feet and straps. Make sure you're breathing. Weight your sacrum. Draw your belly in. Wrap your ribs. Good. Draw your feet in. Okay, now press them out halfway. If this is your frog, we're only coming to here. Now make sure that you can locate your glutes here. Now, staying in that diamond position, we're going to raise our feet up, squeeze in our heels. Staying in the diamond position, not changing the bend of our knees, we're going to press our feet back down to working level and lift in the diamond and lower. Imagine that you're trying to paint the wall in front of you. If you have a paintbrush between your toes or if your feet are paintbrushes, whatever image works for you. But really go ahead and slowly drag them down the wall in front of you and float them back up in a nice even stroke. Your work here is following the breath. Good. Keep it going. We only have 2 more exercises after this one, just 2 more in this position. This is arguably the hardest position, at least it is for me. Make sure you're not tucking or tilting your pelvis or your sacrum. Lots of glute work, lots of inner thigh work, lots of hamstring. Now, bring your feet up to the ceiling, point them, still in the Pilates feet position. Extend your feet wide to the side. Go away, box. Getting in the way of my stretch. And flex your feet and bring your heels back together. They should come back to the middle at the same time. And point and open, getting that nice inner thigh stretch. And flex to squeeze. And point and flex. Good. Now after this 5th one, we're going to change the foot pattern. So we're going to flex our feet open and point to close them. And flex. Your carriage shouldn't be moving. You shouldn't be popping in your ribs. You even lower your legs slightly. You'll still get a nice stretch. One more. Good. Now staying up at the top, we're going to parallel our legs. Draw them down to working level. Turn your feet out and circle your legs around and parallel. Draw down and circle. Get a nice size circle, guys. But whatever you do, make sure that you're completely neutral in your spine. So no tucking or tilting of your pelvis like we've been working on all the footwork. Just a nice rotation of your legs in the hip sockets. After this next one, we're going to reverse. So go ahead and stay in the Pilates feet position, wide to the side. Circle your legs down to working level. Turn your legs parallel and float them up towards your nose. Turn it out and circle. Parallel. Nice rotation. Just really feeling the work. Good. 2 more. Really reach your legs long so you get a nice stretch in your legs. Final ones, and then we're on to our final 2 stretches on each side. Good. Draw your feet into frog. Take your left foot out. Locate the foot bar. Stretch your leg long. Take your right foot out. Find the foot bar. And resist the springs back in. We're going to come up to sitting. We're going to change it over to one leg spring. That is one blue on my machine. We're going to be doing a psoas stretch and then an inner thigh stretch that I learned from Tiffany Barrett. It's one of my favorite stretches, actually. I'm going to bring my toes to the very front. My big toes are going to be at the very front edge of this machine. So lined up just with that front edge. I'm going to tuck my toes, place my heel up against the shoulder block. This is going to be a true psoas, front of the hip stretch. I don't want any like crazy pressing out. We are only sinking down. That's all the further I can get, guys. I'm tucking my tail, so I'm trying to draw my pelvis towards my nose. It's going to severely impede my ability to press back. And up, and press down. Really a nice stretch. If you're looking for something dramatic, you're about to get it next. And one more. Excellent. From there, I'm going to remove my foot. I'm going to take my right foot, place it back by the springs under the carriage so that I can get a nice side stretch. I'm going to place the outside pinky blade edge of my foot against the shoulder block. Actually, you know, let's make this fancy. We're going to inhale our arms up and exhale to dive down, finding both hands on the carriage. My right hand is near the edge. From there, I'm going to press out with my leg to a nice inner thigh middle split. I'm going to pull it back in. If you can't pull it back in, you've gone too far, right? What good is flexibility without knee strength? Nice stretch. Don't tuck your tail or tilt it back. My tail is tucked slightly as I come up. And I'm going to press. It's protecting my shoulders nice and wide, nice bend in my elbows. And I'm going to come back in. Before I remove my hands, I'm going to take my foot off and come up to standing. I'm going to come over to the other side. Do the same series of stretches again. First is a psoas stretch. Very small, very limited. I'm going to line up the big toe on my left foot with the very front edge of my wood. Tuck my toes on my right foot. And press my heel up against the shoulder block. Now, from here, I'm going to sink down, straight down, tucking my tail. Very small movement. I feel a strong opening in the front of my head. And come up and sink. Drawing my abdominals up and in, wrapping my ribs. Nice wide shoulder blades. Both hands are on the foot bar. And up. Let's do one more. Good. From there, I'm going to step off to the side. I'm going to place my left foot underneath the carriage right by the edge. I'm going to place my right foot with my pinky blade edge up against the shoulder block. I'm going to inhale my arms up and dive down and place both hands on the carriage. My left hand is near the end of the carriage towards the springs. I'm going to press out for a nice inner thigh stretch. And I'm going to pull it back in, using my abdominals to pull it back in. Since the spring's only a blue, you're probably not getting a ton of assistance. Try not to use that assistance as much as you can. Nice wide shoulder blades. Press it out. Final one for the reformer holiday stretch, guys. Press it out, really enjoying the inner thigh stretch.